Alright, I finally saved up and it's time for another session of rune crafting. I am going to be crafting 50 violent runes today. And as always, I don't expect much. So let's go ahead and get this started. Start off with all flat stats. I've actually I've considered the way I was trying to work this out. So, basically, once I hit the required materials for each one, I'm going to be doing certain sets. That one I'll keep. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. Not really great. But I'll be doing certain sets, so... come on. So with the other ones, I'll be doing Despair, because I really need Despair runes. The other set, if... Oh, great. Lovely. I gotta love it when this does this. And then the other sets I'm going to be doing on top of that will be Will or Nemesis, whatever I feel like doing. I need both of them horribly bad. In order to craft 50 runes, your primary symbol, you need 900. Your secondary symbol, you need 300. So whatever I want to hit first. I think Despair, Swift, and all those from Giants is the symbols of Harmony. You need 900, and then it uses the symbols of Chaos. And then the Necro ones would be Chaos, and your secondary is Transcendence. For the dragons, Transcendence, and then Harmony. Alright. Gotta love how it just kicks me out while I was doing this crap. So freaking lovely. Check all this crap again. Yeah. So I didn't make it very far. I hope that doesn't offset my luck. Who knows? Doesn't look good. Then again, like I said, I don't really have high hopes. The stats didn't mix well on that. HP speed. Okay. That one has a decent shot. Crit damage. I need crit damage runes, but that has no crit. So there's no point in me keeping that, period. That one's just obvious. No crit, it's crit damage instead. You kind of need things with high crit. Attack percent. Bad stats. So far, it doesn't look well today. Speed. I'll go ahead and get that. It may be 5-star, but you just don't say no. You use what you get. Yeah, that's crap. Ooh. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, just because it's violent. If it rolls in the crit damage, who knows? Maybe it'll roll crit. I'll go ahead and get that. It's a 6-star, has a potential of 17 crit. Yes. Gimme, gimme. That one's bleh. Well, I'll go ahead and keep it though. Has speed, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. That's possibly a 13 speed, low roll. Not really after that. Same thing for this rune. It's not like it's a exciting potential. Crit rate, speed. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep that. I don't have any really strong crit rate runes. You never know. Attack percent. I'm lacking in that department also, so I'll keep. Flat attack, so obviously not. And I'm getting pretty low. Ooh. No crit, but I'm lacking 6-star crit damage runes. I will keep that. I don't care what it rolls into. I've never received anything higher than a blue crit damage rune for Violent, ever. So that's my first. So it may not have crit, but regardless, that's an exciting drop. That one I'll roll with, crit rate. So, we'll see. Nah. No. Might as well. We'll see. Nothing that's like just amazing or really exciting so far. I mean, other than the crit damage rune, but it's lacking it. The only thing it has going for it is attack percent. It's lacking crit. Crap. That's a bummer. It's lacking crit and it's lacking speed. I capped it just because such a low supply. Then the crit rate one might turn out decent. And I'm getting low. Come on, stop with the flat stats. Please. That one has speed, so I don't care that it wasn't crit rate. I'll take it anyway. I'm about to go through and empty out runes anyway. Last one. Just swit. I can make quite a few swit or despair runes. Make one. I'd rather save those. More on transcendence. Let me see something here out of curiosity, because I really need to spare. I have 271. We'll find out how many I can make. I can make 15 with that. I'm gonna hold off on that. I will go ahead and level runes. And who knows? This one is lacking attack percent and speed. So, we'll see. But then again, I'm not sure if I really have a crit damage, crit rate, attack percent. Slot 5 anyway. 4%, that was the lowest roll. But regardless, still went to the stat I want it to. High crit rate, violent would be really nice for this slot. I think I have some decent ones for 3, not too many for 5. So, it can still go pretty high. Alright, come on. Can't be a good sign. Ooh, 15. I'm already happy with this rune, and it can still go up some more. I don't know if you'd call 2 million mana really worth it for this rune, but regardless, 15%, I'm quite happy. I'll figure something to do with it. Holy crap. I'm curious to see what this plus 12 has. Because now this, it did not go into resistance. I did not think that was possible. So, the stat that I'm kind of hoping for is either attack percent, defense percent, HP percent, or speed. Ideally, I would rather speed. And if you're wondering why, that's because any of the other 3 stats, I can go ahead and roll it into one of those and see what it's going to be. That just means that this is now a universal rune. Because, yeah, resistance is nice, but nobody scales off of it. Alright, it rolled defense. So, I mean, regardless, I'm not complaining about that. That's still freaking awesome. Reroll that resistance and the speed. I'm planning on doing a freaking nuke Virad eventually anyway. So, that is a really good potential rune for him. Crap. That is an amazing rune. I am extremely happy with that. This one, 5-star. I don't know. I just got my 2 million mana worth. I'm stoked. And even though I'm saying that, I'm still going with the same title. Crapftables. Attack percent. Alright, let's hope the other 2 go into crit rate. I can still get a potential of 15 crit rate with this rune. 5% being max per roll. Per the set of 3s. Still overall nice. Depending on how long is in the video. Attack percent again. Who knows? Let's see if I can get a crit rate. Even if it's a lower crit rate, just keep it up as a backup rune. I've been runing more and more monsters lately. Isabel might be able to use it. She has 85% crit rate right now. And I wouldn't mind losing crit rate to try to beef up some other stats like attack or something, because she self-buffs crit, and that crit bow gives you 30% crit. So if I can keep her at least around 70%, so that way when she buffs herself, then sacrificing crit rate to get extra crit damage, speed, or attack percent, or even some stats to help her survive a little bit, is a big bonus in my books. So, I mean, ideally, you want to aim for 100%, but they're self-buffing. You can go ahead and work with it. Or another good example, like, I've been able to get my bulldozer. He's at 79% crit. I was going for 70. I couldn't drop it as far as I want, but I was able to drop it enough to try to gain other stats, which is why he's at 180 something percent crit damage on a broken rune set. He's using guard will in some broken set, like a Nemesis rune and I think a revenge rune, to be able to hit those stats. I'm gonna hold on to that. I'm not particularly stoked for it, but I'm not complaining. We will see. Make decisions later. This rune, the crit damage can be re-rolled. I don't want anything to go into crit damage. Speed, 6% per roll. So you got a total of 18 there, plus that 4. Can have a max of 22 speed, which would be nice. Chances of it getting it is almost impossible. But, hey. I'll take any extra speed I can get. 16. Alright. So, I think the max roll for HP percent on these runes is 8%. So that is a max roll. It's not too bad. Let's hope the other two can go to speed. Oops. So that'd be 12, 16. I mean, that's still really good speed. You get a hero grind. That's 20 speed right there. Any of my monsters can use that. I just don't want crit damage. Yeah, 10 speed. Well, let's see if I can get that anyway. Maybe hold on to it. No guarantees. My violent room pickings has been really slim lately, and there's more units I want to build. It's actually partly the reason why I want to build Despair. I might move my arena off Despair. Move that to somebody else, but she's actually on a really slow set. Alright, that 15 crit damage. If I go to plus 12 and that rolls crit, especially hopefully it gets 6 roll, who knows? That might be workable. I don't know. I really don't. I'll hold on to it just in case. Like, I just ruined Poseidon. His runes ain't the greatest and they're not maxed. I mean, I'm using leftovers of leftovers here. Like, no speed on that rune or crit damage. Crit damage, there's no crit on here. So I'm trying to make up the sets with Blade. Now, I do like this Despair rune to a certain extent. I would rather roll speed on this overall versus crit damage. Like, this rune's pretty awesome. I stole this off my Varad from when I moved him from Despair to Violent. But this rune, I would really get more speed. That goes up to, I think, 80%. Yeah, it's 80%, so that's 21 more crit. That being 35, so that puts him at 36%. So 136% crit damage, which is low. But, I mean, that doesn't have crit damage on it. Nah, I got crit rate. I mean, that's lacking crit damage. So, I mean, all these runes have potential. It should be really easy to get upgrades. So that's kind of what I'm going to be working on. And then another monster I went ahead and ruined up. Like, I want to get Laura with more accuracy. His speed's good. I wouldn't even mind if he speed lowered some. I don't want his speed to really lower too much, especially getting the higher level Vermoses, because this is where he really shines, is Vermos and Camellias. You don't want him to fall behind, so I probably don't want him to lose speed. But the other unit I was messing with is Mentura. He might be a new 6-star once I get there, which his rune's not maxed there. So that's plus another 9 speed. Get him up over 200 HP, but no accuracy. So he's running into the same issue I'm having with lore. I might have to go with a focus set. So we'll see. But back to rune leveling. Yeah. Let's go ahead and plus. No, I'm not going to plus 12 that. If it becomes worthwhile, I will actually. Oh, yeah, that dropped earlier today. Let's see where that goes. I might plus 12 that later if it becomes worthwhile. I might show off that rune in a later video if I use it, because you'll see it on the monsters. Crit rate, that's a plus. I don't remember what roll it had on it originally. I guess I'll see it when I rewatch this video. But, hey man. Virad on Awakening doesn't get crit. I think he actually gets accuracy. Maybe only a 5-star, but more crit rate, crit damage. Yeah, that's crap. Come on, crit rate. It can at least go up to 13%. Heck, I'll take crit damage. I'll take whatever I can get. I don't have any defense nuke runes at all for violent, so I won't even get rid of this rune. I'm hoping crit rate, reroll the HP to speed or something. But regardless, it's still a nice starter rune, right? Okay, that one hurts. Whatever. I'm just engraving these on them right now, just so I can go ahead and get them out. Doesn't have crit damage, you know what? But that has 11% crit, and this rune's already max. I don't need that rune anymore. Reroll that to speed or crit damage. $16 or HP percent. HP percent, 16 defense. I'm curious what set y'all get rid of. You know what? It doesn't matter. The lowest row, but regardless, that outshines that rune. That goes there. Now I'll just clear up another spot. Oh well. I actually got this rune to drop. I was hoping for some damage stats, and instead it gave me support and one roll into crit damage. So it was a hero rune, but lots of defense. That's going to give me something to play with later. Alright, with this, man, I'm hoping for crit rate. Potential of 17 crit. You know what? Anything with 15 crit, I'm going to be ecstatic over. Anything with over 20%, I'm already over the moon, so... 10, 11. I don't have any slot 1s really, so let's just go ahead and see. We'll try to get it up there. Who knows? Maybe roll speed or something. It is a 6-star rune. Let me see. Depending on how the stats roll out. 9%. Lowest roll possible on that. One. With a grind, more crit. So if this rolls speed, I'll be happy with it. It's already 4% more crit. I might take a small hit on health, which is fine. And that has 3 speed. So I would really want that rune to roll speed. I don't mind taking a small loss. See, that's 15 crit. That's awesome. That has a potential of 15 crit. Not much. Let me roll. See how that goes. I'm not going to level that rune for y'all. I am curious to see how it goes. And if you're curious I'm just doing some of these because I grabbed these while farming. Not really wanting something that low on crit. 8% would be the max. Not really worth it in my books. But the reason why crit rate's so important on Ritesh, if you didn't know, is he already has a really slow base speed. But when he crits off of his first skill, he gives himself a speed buff. So now he is that much faster. He can do really good damage. My Ritesh right now, if you look at his stats, it's nothing stellar. I'm trying to get as much speed as possible with as much health as possible while trying to maximize crit rate. I'm not really worried about crit damage. And accuracy and resist is a plus. But mainly crit rate, speed, and HP percent. My Ritesh, just on his current stats, can hit in Guild Wars around if I remember correctly, around a 10k AoE. Doesn't seem much, but you get a squishy damage dealer. That's decent damage. No matter how you look at it, it's decent damage. You don't... Like, the crazy thing is, big numbers seem really nice. I just don't want flat HP. Go into anything but flat HP, and I'm happy with this run. Big numbers seem really nice. And sometimes they are. Like, a good example would be YDCB's Taylor. It's not on Violent, it's on Fatal. It has really good sets. That's awesome. Really good sets. And basically, unless it's a Tay Camellia that has a crap ton of HP, it's going to take out just about any Camellias. So his Taylor is right where he wants it. Mine, it's not on Fatal. It's not too far behind in sets like that, considering it's on Violent runes. But to a Perna with attack buff and AoE armor break, I've seen him do around 60,000-70,000 damage. He does plenty as it is. I don't really need to increase it. These big numbers seem nice, and certain nukes, they need it. Like, my Taylor is my Zyros counter. When I go into a fight with a Zyros, I automatically assume will runes. Period. I have not met a Zyros that I couldn't kill in one hit until I hit Guardian 3 players. And I think the one that I couldn't, I've done Clay Tunnels in one shot. I think it was Goku's. And there might have been one or two other ones. But it's not many. And to me, that's what I need them for. Is to go ahead, get past the will runes, so I don't have to worry about attack boosters trying to cut in between or something like that, because Taylor has a low base speed. And just to do what I need to do. I don't want to worry about having to strip the will runes. I just want him to remove that essential component. Because most of the time, by the time you remove that, the other team can still be tricky depending on, but you got control of the battlefield. Come on, HP percent. So it's not always about the biggest damage, it's always trying to utilize the most of your stats. Reroll that HP, that flat HP to speed. I'm happy with this rune. I don't know who I'll use it for, but that is awesome. That is freaking awesome. 15 speed. Alright, I got one more. Obviously, I wanted this rune for speed, not attack. So yeah, like I said, with Ritesh, you don't need big damage. Like, you can go HP, crit damage HP, and he can do 15, 20k AoE. Crap, I don't want it. And yeah, it's really nice. But most of the time when you're going to go down that route, I'm willing to bet your Ritesh is going to be slow. He's not going to be able to perform to his necessary standards. Come on speed or crit rate. And that's what I think about when I'm building my Ratesh. It's not necessarily how much damage. It's, can I try to get an armor break, and can I go ahead and get my speed buff up? Crap. Oh well, let's keep on going. Keep on going. And trying to see what I can perform and get out of that. Oh yeah. Because if you stop and think about it, don't want to lose. Oh sweet, come on, one more roll on the crit rate. Be up to plus 15. That'd be freaking awesome, especially for a rune with a primary stat like HP percent, anything percent. That's awesome. So I mean, regardless, that's a keeper. Even if it did attack, just hopefully it doesn't do attack again. So I mean, I don't want to shave off too much health off my Ratesh. Because the last Guild War video I did, I wanted to test out my new Virad. I didn't, this is before I maxed out his runes, so he's a little bit faster, a little bit more accurate. But during the test, this Theo decided to go 3 or 4 turns. Okay. I don't remember what his original stat. I think that was still a low stat, low rolls on both. Regardless, I'm still happy with it. I'm keeping it. Kind of don't care where this rolls into. I'm keeping it regardless. We're just going to level it up to 6 anyway. But the Theomarsh literally armor broke, and it still took 2 or 3 turns after the armor break before he actually killed off my Ratesh. And granted, I was using an HP percent leader, take a little bit advantage of that extra damage from that. But yeah, that was basically my go. Not sure what it all rode into. I just saw that the last one went to defense, so that's cool. This one, it's mixed feelings. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it just because it's accuracy percent. I could really use some speed runes that have crit rate. So if anything, my hope for this rune was that it rolled all into crit damage and eventually rolled crit rate. Regardless, I need these runes anyway. Since it went to accuracy, I'm actually hoping the next stat goes into accuracy, just to give the little extra push, and then maybe roll HP and defense onto it. Okay. Well, it can be kind of similar to some of my runes. Like that, it's not the greatest, but I mean, you can see what it rolled into. And I mean, like I said, my Terror does plenty of damage. 13 crit damage, so who knows, maybe I can get a crit roll, get a 6 crit on there, and some percent stat. Let me see, I'm going to finish up doing up some other runes, and then I'll probably go back to that one just to see what we end up with. This one, just all HP percent, it's just holding on to it to have. Attack percent runes are also just need everything, man. My primary goal is trying to get some support runes with HP percent with defense. I'm not really having any luck in that department, but oh well, I'm trying. But probably from here, I might go into Necro just to run more tests. Okay, so that's awesome. Reroll that defense and a speed or something, or maybe it rolls that. And that might be I'll go to a support rune for somebody. Who knows? We will see. Play with. Got 2 of these. Crit damage. Okay, so it did have defense percent. Hopefully it avoids resistance and then go to attack or defense. Regardless. I can't believe I actually got a legendary one, crit damage rune. I did not think that was going to happen. So defense. I actually kind of want to take my Varad and make him speed crit damage defense. Depending on how this rune actually rolls out. Crap, I went to attacks. Well, come on. Just do me a favor and avoid flat defense. But I kind of want to aim to get him to speed crit damage defense. Like, so slot 1, I'm not really wanting to attack, but I want high crit rate. Flat defense. Oh well. At least it wasn't resist. Come on. Defense percent, please. Please. But, so if I can get his defense percent out of subs, it'd be really nice. I'm hoping this goes to defense percent, so it's not as much of an ambiguous runes. And now that I'm thinking about the topic, I meant to mention this at the start. My main decision on rune is that I'm focusing on building and crafting. Is mainly I'm looking for sets that's ambiguous for either support or nukes. So I'm not going out of my way to craft a lot of rage runes. I really need them, but they're only for damage, so you're limited on what you can use. Yeah, there's a lot of types. I mean, you got your HP, you got your defense, you got your attack. And I mean, yeah, so you got all kinds of these rage runes you can use, but they're only for nukes. It went to everything, but that's fine. Still not too bad. Like I said, I'll keep. Because he's at 47, that puts him there. If I can get a decent, we'll see. Might have some runes for the slot 1s. I'm going to see where that slot 2 goes. Try to get him up. Because I want him Violent Will. You see, at least want to hit 70% because I can use a Messity with him. If that's the case. In order to hit 70%, I need 23% more crit. I got 3 runes to pull that off. Depending on how we go, if I can do Will, that has none, so I can't use the slot 2 at all. That's 11%. You can't, I'm alright with a rune like this, because I mean, I'm not really needing attack. And it has speed on it. I just hope that the plus 12 would be like HP percent. You can't get defense percent on slot 1. Period. That rune has potential, so that gives me something to try. This rune, so I mean, depending on how that one goes, or this one, this is 11, 15, 23, so the most I can roll on that Violent would be 6. So that put me at 21. That put me 2 shy. So if I use an Immensity buff, that would put me at 98% crit. Kind of chancing it. I don't know. But there's options. There's options. Keep going for upgrades. And I got one more. And then, like I said, I don't have many monsters that use crit rate straight like this, and I'm running a crit damage vertiheal, so it's not like it's a must. But you never know. I mean, you take what you can get. Who knows? If this rune just runs crazy and goes up to like 25 speed, are you really going to say no to that? I'd put that on Orion, have a crit damage Orion. Because, I mean, it already rolled +5, so that's max so far. Still has potential. I don't think it'll do it, but, you never know. Defense percent. So, it's not 25 anymore. It still has a potential for 20. I'm already at 40 minutes. Man, this is going to be another 2-part video. And I'm not really going to rush, but I'm going to use some wings here shortly. And I guess I can record that. So that way while I'm sleeping, at least can... phone's being slow. Okay, 87% battery. I gotta work tomorrow. Rush hour for me is from like 11 to midnight, and that's pretty late. I'm not staying up for it like I used to. Arena doesn't mean that much. Didn't go to speed again, so most it can be is +15. Still be high for a slot 4, but chances are it's going to go to attack next because you can see it going around to everything else. But who knows? Come on. I'm actually debating on taking the time to work on editing stuff out. I'm not doing this, but I'm trying to talk throughout the whole thing. So I'd be editing out a lot of stuff that I'm saying in the process. And I don't figure y'all want to actually watch me level up all these runes. Anyway, I'd probably already exit out at this point in time. Come on. So I'm almost through with 7 mil, or 3 mil mana going through this. And I really want some despair runes to get Poseidon up and going. I could do that. I didn't mess with my Galleon's runes, my second Galleon's runes, in the process. So I'm wanting to beef up my Poseidon a little bit. Maybe get, hopefully get the stats I need so I can get him on Will. And make a slow comp for Guild Wars with Poseidon. For fun. So basically, you sit there and you let the team you're fighting go first. You have your guys up on shield Will. And then once that's said and done, they blow through their Will and everything else. You go ahead and use Time to Lit with Gallium. Come on, level up. Then you go ahead and use the Poseidon's third to sit there and slow everybody. Or reduce everybody down. And then you have that final nuke. Just go ahead and clear the board. Like, and you're usually using something like an AoE nuke. Like in my case, my siege is not on Will, and I don't plan to have them on Will, because I'm not taking the chance of those stats. +15. That is now my highest speed slot 4 for Violent. I'm surprised that it had 2 max rolls. That is flipping awesome. It's going to be a 2-part video anyway, from the time. So let's go ahead and get this up to +12 and see if I can roll crit rate. If that does, that's going to give me more options with Brad. So obviously the stats I want on this is crit rate, and then crit rate's going to be the most important thing. I haven't seen any of those gems drop for me. I've seen 2 blue crit rate gems drop. One for I'm not even going to worry about mentioning names. Doesn't matter. I just know who they drop for. I've done a lot of rating. Violent is just very slim drops. And that's mainly what I'm rating for. I'm trying to keep any standard set piece that's percentage-wise, but it's very limited. Alright, now I really want crit. But I'm mainly looking right now. I got the grindstones for Rage. At least the hero grindstones. I don't have legend for this. Attack percents. I'm looking for a Rage attack percent gem, so I can put it on a slot 1 gem that I have. There is another rune that I saw that had potential that needed one of those gems also, which would be nice. But the gem that I'm wanting to use, or for the rune that I want to use, is this a OP rune. And I mean, it's not like it's a god tier rune to like some of the higher up players. Defense. That's a little too mixed. So crit damage is kind of wasted. Unless if I got extra crit gems, I can reroll the attack percent to crit, which is probably what I want to do. But I don't want to use that without HP, crit, speed. No mix. So who knows? Let me see. I'll show you that rune. It's the one that I put on Katarina. 22% is my highest crit rate I've ever got on a rune. I want to reroll the accuracy to attack percent. To me, this is a god rune because I had 3 rows in the crit rate, 1 in the crit damage. And I mean, it's not like it was all the highest rows, because that was a potential of 24. I'm 2 off from max on that. And you have a potential of 14, so I'm 4 off total on the crit damage. Essentially. But regardless, holy crap. And it happened on a set rune that where your stats is just everything depends on crit, because it gives you crit damage as a set bonus, and it worked out really nicely. I mean, it's the only reason why, like, when she's awakened, she gets attack speed. It's the only reason why she's able to get up to 89% crit rate. And it's the reason why I feel comfortable enough to run with her as a lead instead of a crit leader, or trying to use her with... I can use her with a Beset and use the tag bar booster because she's slow, even though she has that attack speed, and started trying to run it with my water horse. Which I can still do the same and maximize the chance, but it is what it is. I mean, it gives me room to play. Oops. And I could actually de-rune him. I wouldn't want to. It's the same reason why I got him still runed up. It's this for world boss. That's still from testing on there. But your water monsters do the most for that. It helps me get such high rankings. Like today I got double S, S, and then A. And I mean, it fluctuates. It varies quite a bit. But still gives me room to play. Anything. So let's see. We're gonna take a look. Oops, wrong thing. Because my next one probably won't be violent, and I'm thinking with the way sets are, I want some Nimbus runes for support. Will's nice. I'm torn between. I want Will for a couple of units, and I want Nimbus for some support units to try to get some HP percent Nimbus runes that have speed. Violence doesn't seem to want to give them to me, so who knows, maybe it can happen with that. And again, I might give up on Nimbus and just go Will, because I can actually get some HP percent runes with for that set with Will. Doesn't happen often, but that was with a legendary grind, and I actually got the +5. That was 23 speed on an HP percent rune. And then he has my best one, which that actually has resistance, accuracy, and defense. I mean, nothing on that rune is wasted.